Man, yo,
I gotta feel like so.
Man.
Wait, you trying to find out?
No. I'm in my lane, bro.
Trying to get back in it.
You're in your lane right now?
Yeah.
Now, when Chachi was here, though, you wanted to rap.
I always want to rap.
yeah.
But we celebrate the artist.
Come on, that's it, man.
Backpedaling? I always want to rap. Couple parts right now. You
Did I ruin your confidence?
Not at all. When he walked in, I was listening to instrumental Malcolm sent me on Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm not a rapper. I'm a banker. My dad, who can rap.
That's it, man.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like
Shout out
that.
to
I
the
ain't mad at
dads,
that.
man.
I like that.
There's a whole room of them now, right?
There's a whole
Yes,
room.
sir.
Yeah.
5 to 5 here.
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Only 2 of us have daughters.
Oh.
Who is you
got
It's me and you.
That's it, man. Yeah, man.
You guys are doing some terrible shit out there.
Yeah, come on.
Nah.
I was
Is that what
outside.
that means?
That's what that means.
That's what
Get a
Nas
daughter.
said.
I don't know how I escaped.
Nas said that.
Nas
Yeah,
said- that's
Nas
what Nas
said
said.
that.
That's what
Yeah.
Nas said.
Oh man.
It's payback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be.
Oh, y'all ready? I got serious questions for y'all. I was like, I was outside. Oh, I just can't go back for a second one? Is that what it is? I got lucky with the first one? Damn.
His first one's a daughter.
Yeah, what was you?
Out the gate.
I was on that rap life. That rap rock star
I
life
was so
shit. Oh,
outside,
okay.
bro. I was so outside.
Chach was telling us about that.
Yeah, I was outside.
He was so smooth, Idris Elba with it too.
Yeah, I was outside.
Yeah.
I was outside.
Too
with
much
it.
outside.
Way too much. Way too much. you
How's
know.
the little girl though? Doing
Man,
good?
great, man.
Yeah?
It's just with her. Yeah, man. She's growing fast. Terrible twos are a real thing.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
It's very valid.
Realist.
It's very valid.
Realist.
It is magnified with little girls.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to know with the boy, but I just know here.
I ain't like my son.
Yeah,
Right now, I ain't
I'm
like
with you, bro.
Sean wasn't like he was just you like anything at eye level
Oh man,
is
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
It's coming off.
it's just
It's the tantrums, man.
Yeah, I ain't minding the breaking shit.
Yes,
The breaking shit, the climbing shit, I was like, that's fine. Boys being boy. It was the disrespectfulness.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah.
And like what?
Yeah.
Oh, little nigga.
You just got hit. How is anything yours? You just got hit.
I think terrible too is
How do
like,
you own anything?
it's the
Everything.
test, right?
Yeah.
I think when they get 2, it's like, let me see if I really run things around.
Like if you make it to 3.5, then
Yeah.
you're gonna be all right.
You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be
Maybe
all
they
right.
were saying my God early.
Easy.
I was saying prayer
Yeah. Oh my God.
before I push this off this table.
Terrible
Yeah.
twos,
God.
huh? Oh, you still got
Got-
forever to go, bruh.
God, man, just start.
I'm about to hit 7 right now, and I'm like, damn, starting to see the light at the end of the
Yeah.
tunnel. And that shit has a massive bill at the end.
Right. Come on,
It
man.
gets more expensive.
Ellie's
does.
14, bro.
Yeah.
I know you won't. I know you're gonna love on your daughter,
Of course.
like, but no, like to the point where she don't believe in material things,
Yeah.
like that much love.
Okay.
Because once she gets into that bag, she's in that bag.
She's in
Oh,
there.
I mean, high school gonna do that regardless. I don't care how much love you got.
Man, I know, right?
You trying to keep up, and you know what I mean.
All right. I don't even want to.
Yeah, we try to keep it on a positive note. I'm thinking back.
Hope all is well. Hope all is well. H-A-I-W.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Are we live?
Yeah, we've been on the wild.
Episode
how we do.
134. What up, man? What's going on, fellas? Grown Pains Pod.
Yeah,
Yeah, boy.
yeah,
Extra special guest.
yeah.
Jon Hope in
Extra
the building.
special.
Hope all is well.
I thought it was
He
me.
has been making the tours. You're making the rounds, huh?
Yeah, I'm doing my press run. I'm doing my rounds. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Serious press
Yeah,
run.
we got to let the people know. You know
Yo,
what I'm
it's
saying?
messed up because we're not going to talk about the album today.
Actually, we just want to dive deep into fatherhood.
Block that right now. We ain't talking about the album.
You know what's dope though? Other people promoting for you too.
Come on, man.
I love that, man. I love
See it.
seeing that. Yeah,
See it.
yeah. I love seeing the different posts
Yo,
from
the
other
energy,
people.
The energy is really, it's gratifying, man. Like to see, you create and you don't know how it's gonna be received. You just know, and the people around you, like, yo, this is dope or whatever. But to see the alignment of people really rocking with this record is like beyond my wildest expectations, man. It's like I'm like, wow, in the way, the DMs, the text, the comments, and everything like that. Everything's just aligned right now in a way that I'm like, all right, it's a launching pad, and we just gonna keep it pushing.
So I find that a little hard to believe.
Let's get it.
Let's try that out. I find that a little hard to believe, right? We spoke about this off air.
Yeah.
The album itself is capless.
Seems like
Yeah.
nobody
There
else is
is
drinking but me.
no
I don't mind
cap
like the alcohol.
on
That's what you
this
said.
album.
I thought you said
Right.
capitalist. I'm like,
No,
yo, where did you get
capitalist.
Capless. There's no,
No
cap
cap.
on that.
Yeah.
But we're not making an album right now, right?
Sure.
Drop a little cap on us, bro. You know when you was making that project and you put that bitch together piece by piece, you were like, oh, I'm on to something. Oh, I'm smoking right now. Oh, no, don't change that. Keep that. And as you build it piece by piece, you didn't think that it would get this kind of reception?
No, because I manage my expectations. You know, like definitely. You know, I knew with my fans, I have a core fan base that I've been grooming for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And we have, you know, my campaign is called Affinity. You know, I got it tatted on my arm. You know, like it's just the idea that, you know, everything that's natural is enforced. We have an organic relationship. See how we came in?
Yeah.
It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of energy that I got with my people. And so I knew with us, with them, it was going to be
Just a home run.
Yeah, it's a home run. But everyone else, I didn't really, you know, and I had just signed a situation, so I didn't know, you know, what, you know, everything was brand new. You know what I'm saying? And we really minimized our expectations. So, but to see, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. When I put it out midnight. Right, like I tweeted, "Yo, here's the album, whatever," and you know, it was kind of, you know, and I was asking my team, I was like, "Yo, man, should we wait till 8 a.m. or at midnight?" You know what I'm saying? They were like, "Yo, tweet it at midnight because it is gonna be available." I was like, "All right, cool," but I know my base, and I know they're probably not gonna be, you know, this ain't Wu-Tang Forever,
Right.
or you know, they're not gonna be waking up like that. You know what I'm saying? I said, so when 8 o'clock came, the retweets. Like the energy started.
Right.
Yeah,
You woke up like, oh, so no-
yeah.
new hope shit.
Yeah.
Start the day with this.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Boom, 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 boom. And it was immediate. My God, this, that, House of Cards. Like it was immediate the way people, and I was like, yo, this is something. And then as it started going, I was like, okay, we got something here. And you know, I'm not, you know, this is a moment in Rhode Island hip hop history where I could look back and we could point to, yo, man, that Hope All Is Well was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I'm
I love
proud.
that you just did that, but it's a Jon Hope moment. I mean, I see it's but it's a Jon Hope moment.
Yes,
man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like I hear you.
Spill some cap. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I feel the humility. I get it. Talk some shit. We smoke that motherfucker.
You just say on the album you're one of the best.
Yeah.
It's about time that they said it, or about time that they knew it, right?
Yeah, about time. I think definitely, like, you know, that, you know, to your point, there's a level of humility, you know what I'm saying, that I've always exuded, and, you know, always try to be inclusive. But I think, you know, as a default of that was that I think whether it was intentional or not, subconscious, there were conversations being had, and I wasn't seeing my name, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold up, man. You know what I mean?
Hey,
like,
time out.
Yeah, like,
out.
yo,
I've been here.
yeah, I've been here. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
At a
even
high
on the
level.
poll.
Yeah, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, all right, cool. You know, I was definitely intentional, I could say that, about like, yo, you know, this is gonna be a statement. And, you know, and so I had to let people know, because that was one of the things, like when Nip passed and Pop Smoke, who died on my birthday. Wow. It really reinforced like this notion of like, yo, man, I need to put this stuff out. I need to make sure that I have a digital diary, a footprint, because I don't want someone to be like, oh yeah, Hope, that was some old school ass nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, dog. Like, I've been putting on, I've been, you know, shutting shit down, you know what I'm saying, and doing my thing, like, you know. So I wanted to really tell my story. So that was very intentional. So, you know, not only just my daughter, but people, they could look back, you know, if my time's gone, they could see, okay, YouTube, he did this. He put a billboard on top of the whole city.
Crazy.
And let people know that, yo, this is not a game.
Billboard Hope.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Billboard Hope.
You know what I mean? So I think that it was definitely intentional, because like, I think, you know, like I said, it just seemed like, there was omissions, and I was like, hold up, man. You know, I started this gangster shit, and it's the motherfucking gangster again. You know what I'm saying?
There you go, Reem.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying.
For right now. Listen to the album. Plenty of humility on the
I
album.
do want to say
Plenty
this,
of-
right? Like, there are a lot of lines out there because Nas is a very humble guy, so I see where you get it from.
Yeah.
But like when you want to talk your shit, the master of talking shit
Yeah.
is Hov. So you don't have to skip over these lines that he has. You can drop one, like just one. You know what I mean? Like you
I
don't
got
gotta-
you, got you.
But no, I mean,
Start out simple. If I ain't better than Big, I'm the closest one. You can start out simple.
So everybody here knows I have issues with the short albums.
Yeah.
That was my first issue with with your album.
Sure.
Why restricted to that? Like I know that you had more than 29 minutes.
I think it was 24.
24.
24. I gave you 5 minutes. I gave you 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I know that you
you
had
had
more
two
than.
tracks. That's 2 tracks.
I know that you had more than that. So why restrict yourself to that limit?
I would look at it the other way. Like I said enough. You know, yeah. I don't necessarily. And I come from. You know, I know what you're talking about. Like that
Double
10,
disc.
12,
22,
double-
right?
You know what I'm
13
saying?
songs.
Yeah, but I think there's art in brevity, man. You know, I think there is. I said all I had to say. I really wanted to keep it concise. You know, right now. As a purist, as someone who loves the culture, yeah, I would have loved to do 15 tracks, but right now we're in the attention economy, man.
I hear you.
You know, and like, you know, people, you know, that's why I didn't drop on a Friday. I wasn't playing the charts. I was playing like it's almost because my last project was 2017, Savage Beauty, like it was almost kind of reintroduction, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really want to do it wasn't even about numbers or the charts. It was like, okay, coming in at a time on a Wednesday where it's not as congested, there's not a lot of traffic, and you have people's attention, you know? And then, you know, on the other end of that too, you know, Illmatic, Thriller, that's all 9 songs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and I feel like I said what I had to say, covered everything that I needed to cover. And it was, you know, it leaves people yearning for more. But I have heard that. People want more, you know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely not going to let people wait. You know, 2017 was the last project. I'm not going to let people wait that long. You know, I'm already working on new music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna be real.
What's up?
When I first popped that disc in, I was telling these guys at the bar the other day, when I first popped that disc in, it was a slow burn for me
Sure.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I had to, and I remember having to put myself in a space.
Yeah.
Because, and I think you just mentioned it. You just said while you were creating, it was COVID or quarantine.
Yeah.
You didn't know how to feel the crowd a little bit. You knew
Right.
what you had, and you knew you had the super team, and you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
But you didn't know what the outside world was going
Right.
to think because of things were changing, right? Everything-
Absolutely.
I felt that. Like there hasn't been anybody that has talked to us with a bop in a while.
Yeah.
You got you either get talked to us,
Right.
or you get a bop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And during COVID, there was so much, which is not a bad thing, but there was so much music.
Yeah.
That it kind of all blended together.
Right.
Yours was like this. It didn't blend together.
Right.
So I think at first it was like, I don't know what this is. Why is this guy talking to me? You know what I'm saying? Why is this guy talking to me? I'm not in that space right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this space. I'm in drill music.
You
I'm
think you was
in,
going to turn up a skirt? Thought you about to get that cat?
Right.
No. Rewind.
Yeah.
Rewind.
Yeah.
Let's listen to Jim speak. Let's
Yeah.
listen to what he has to say.
Right.
Let's listen to THS.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's listen to what's going on. Oh, now I see what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I had my son listen to it.
Okay.
So, because I wanted to see what his impression was,
Sure.
because I went to these guys and I was like, did you guys have the same impression or not? Was
right.
it just me? So I had my son listen to it.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell him it was you.
Right.
Because
right, right.
I
of course.
I usually,
Yeah.
You gotta get
so,
rid of your gum, bro.
so I gotta get rid of
You're
it.
making love to my ear right now.
So I let my son listen to it.
Yeah.
And I put it on, just picked him up from work. I put it on or whatever. And I'm seeing him like just rocking with it.
He's like, yo.
And he's just typing on his phone.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him. I'm like, all right. So every song that passes by that he likes,
Yeah.
like turning it up a little bit. So,
Wow.
let me turn it up a little bit
Yeah.
more. See if he tells me no, cut it off or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
He's still a little bopping. He's like, yo, I don't recognize the voice. who's this? I was like, do you like it? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right, let's wait till Winter Circle comes out. I think I like Winter Circle. Winter Circle is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So I wait till Winter Circle comes on. And he's like, this is hard. Who is this? I was like, yeah, this is Hope. Remember Hope? He was like, oh shit.
Yo,
so that was
That's fantastic.
he's 17 years old.
Yeah.
From 64 to 17 to be able to connect with that range of age, that gap.
That's what it is.
You smoke this
That's affinity, man. That's affinity. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you something right now. You smoke this entire album. Everybody in the house knows your album.
Wow.
Everybody in the house knows your album.
Yo, that's what's up, man.
We said it in the last podcast. Reem was talking about when he listens to album, he usually lets them run for a certain period of time just to catch up to it. That album has not left.
Yo.
It has not left Apple Music. It has not left the screen. I haven't closed my Apple Music.
Right. Wow,
It's
man.
there on repeat. It was there on the way here. It'll be there on the way home.
Because I do the same thing with albums. Any album that I'm interested in hearing and seeing what it's like, I'll play it. So if I get 2 songs in, by the time I get to my next destination, when I get back in the car, I start it over.
Yeah.
And then if I hear those same 2 songs again, I hear them again. I get to the next destination, I start it over, and hopefully the next destination, I get 3-4 songs in.
Sure.
I keep playing it until I get to the end of the album. Then I'll play it again when I get to the end of the album, and it's either I like it or I don't.
Right.
I just gave it 4 listens, especially 2 songs. I heard 2 songs 6 times.
Right, you heard it 6 times, right?
Yeah.
That just made it to
You know
halfway of
what?
the album.
Yeah. And I'm not even, but yeah, not even because you and me is you and me, but like it was like wow. And I think for me it was more or less knowing this new venture you're on, right? Because me and you talked, and it was just like I hear a different energy.
I'm trying to understand that too, because I was listening to it too. I didn't feel your end goal. You know, like people drop albums like, yo, I want to be the most famous rapper ever. I want to be the biggest rapper ever. I want to do this. I don't want to make money. I want to do it. Honestly, when I'm listening to it, I'm like, he just had a therapy session.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm feeling is it's you talking to yourself.
Yeah.
And again, over the production on it is
Amazing.
Thank you.
Fucking amazing.
Thank you,
production.
man.
Because
Shout
it's
out
a
Wise.
consistent,
Yeah.
the whole thing, it just kind of like
It threaded.
crescendo into African Boy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Hope all's well, then African Boy, get out of here. So there's no valley or peak.
Right.
Well, it all peaks, but there's no valley or no dip in it. So I'm just like trying to understand where your mindset is when you're creating this. And I'm assuming there was more than 9 songs.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. You know, there were songs that were left off the cutting room floor, you know what I'm saying?
Because that may have interfered with
the
flow.
Yeah.
That might have been the session that
Why I
Chachi
don't
talks
get to
about,
number 7
right?
and
It's
number
like
8.
it's like that don't fit. And somebody else might be like, put that on there. It just don't, because nobody's inside your
right. No,
right,
like I said, I knew everything. I said everything that I wanted to say. And as far as the goal of the album, there was definitely layers to it. You know what I'm saying? One was sort of that reintroduction, but from a writing standpoint, you know, the idea of Hope All Is Well, you know, was more or less like this was an opportunity for me to reflect. Like, you know, I'm from Arbor Glen. You know what I'm saying? I'm from
shout out to North Providence.
Yeah, shout out to North Providence. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the North End, right?
I was like,
And
Michigan? I was like, damn, this nigga sound different.
So it's a housing complex not too far from here, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm from, and that's the cover, you know? Yeah. And so really it was a departure from, because a lot of my content, probably like 90% of my content, I always shot in those projects, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I was like, man, you know what? You know, I have to grow from this, you know, I have to separate myself. So it was like an ode to all these things that, you know, identifying my traumas, my triggers, like all these things that, you know, really I had to examine to see if all was well in my life, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's very accurate, like a therapy session, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I think the goal was another aspect of the goal was it's a launch pad, this is the second project under my company, Zane Butler, you know what I mean? And with a team. And so I really wanted to like use this as a springboard to really like venture off into other things. Like, I just came back from LA. I was shooting, a pilot, I got my Hope Scholars Initiative. I host, I do all this stuff. And it's like just re-energizing, recalibrating the whole ecosystem of the Jon Hope experience. So that way, people can really, really connect, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't, ironically, I know we, Bluest Moon's on there, but I'm not really a radio guy. You know what I mean? I see myself more of a, Currency, Nipsey, J. Cole, like people who have a devout, base, you know what I'm saying? And touring and whatnot, God willing, when things open up. So I really wanted to like, feed my base and just be able to like relaunch and just keep it pushing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So when I heard African Boy,
yeah,
I thought he was taking us to the club at first. I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard it, I was like, all right. I wasn't expecting that.
I started thinking about the Chachi story about his friends that jumped him in school and they didn't know if he was white or Puerto Rican. I was like, damn, son, Africans had it hard out here.
Yeah, we had it hard, bro. We had it hard.
No, I thought when you said that, like, I think Hilarious had a skit, right? Like, he's asking for the African song, right? And usually most DJs play the most generic African song that's out right now. So I thought that's what you meant when you said take it to the club. But for me, when I heard the song, it goes back to when you first was on, what was it, episode 14?
Way back.
You was on episode 14.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
When you was talking about embracing being African.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And talking about your for all the years I've known you, Harrison Grisby was just, that's Harry. Like,
yeah.
And when you said you was African, I was like,
yeah.
Is that song about that? Is it about embracing?
No. It's more or less my experience. Just and making people think, like stretching the narrative of what it is to be African, right? Because I was born here, right? And it talks about my experience being Black American, born here, but in my household, I'm African, right? Liberian, Sierra Leonean, you know what I mean? And my mother, like those tropes of like, we didn't do the electric slide. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't do the, you know what I'm saying?
Electric slide is a touchy subject.
You know what I'm saying?
You might be Dominican now. We don't know.
I got son to do the electric slide, by the way.
Yo, you just lost your African American title, bro. You are African, bro.
I lost it all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like those type, soul food, whatever. Like it was such a dichotomy. Like when I came out of my house, and like so. When people would find out, or when I would bring like food to school or whatever,
the green stuff.
Yeah, the green stuff. They'd be like, yo, what's that green shit? You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was at Holy Name, like all of them used to make fun of me, like, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like that whole thing. Or like people would be like, man, you ain't a real African, like, you know what I mean? Because, I'm not talking with some crazy accent, or, I'm not coming with a full dashiki or Wakanda forever, but, so it's just that whole, like,
you're supposed to bring some of that green shit to practice. I'd have been with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, now it's cool to be African.
What is this green shit?
Right. Yeah.
Cassava leaf,
cassava
or spinach.
Yeah. Cassava leaf, palava sauce, okra, you know what I mean?
Hella racist.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't.
You still calling the green shit?
I don't know.
Vegetables?
Green shit.
But yeah. So it was just more or less my experience, like and like navigating that, because I know that there are kids now, you know what I'm saying, that are experiencing that, and I see it, man. You know what I'm saying, like, people DMing me and like, yo, African Boy means a lot to me, and this, that, and the third. So yeah,
I felt like this was a launch pad too, man. You got shit like Jim Jones talking at the beginning, which we got to get into that. How did you get Jim Jones on? You got that Hope shit, which sounds like it should be on the radio. And you got Bluest Moon, which, and then you top it off with the cherry on top, which is African Boy. Like it feels like yo, I'm about to take off right now.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. I mean, that's a fact. Like this is definitely. I mean, I wouldn't be lying if it's all part of the approach and the strategy of like bigger. You know, everything big, separation. Like, you know, I'm not. This is not by any means a local thing. Like, this is not. You know.
We don't even use that word here.
Yeah.
It's regional.
Yeah.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
Because
we
you know, when you hear the term local artist, it gets a lot of disrespect.
Yeah, it's a connotation to it. You know,
Well, that's
like,
not true. I think it
it
gets
does. No,
a
I see
negative
it.
thing here in Rhode Island.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it gets a lot of disrespect. Like it won't.
You can say you're a local in New York and you'll be all right.
Right.
Yeah. Here, that's what I meant. Here in Rhode Island, and it's almost like you get overlooked, right? Because you're not mainstream, right? You don't have a buzz yet, and so people, and I think that's what a lot of things, right? People don't support it until it becomes a thing, right? Till people are like,
right.
Oh, everybody's fucking with this.
Right.
All right, let me give it a shot.
Right. And that's unfortunate. You know, like this is an album. Like, you know, you can't just go to Cumberland Farms and get a Jim Jones verse. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No.
You can't just go get Bongo, by the way. That's a Grammy award-winning producer. Right?
Well, Drake
You know
did
what I'm
get
saying?
what's his name from that gas station? What's his name?
That's Drake though. I'm talking about any artist out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, you know, because I'm very intentional and passionate about that because I know, you know, there are artists coming after me. You know what I'm saying? There are younger artists, and they, you know, man. You know, they should know that there is, you know, there's high quality. Like, you know, just because, you know, just be like you don't need this external validation. You know what I'm saying? And like that's really what I really want to drive home with this project. It's like, yo, man, this is not local. This is not, you know, I'm from Rhode Island. I rep it and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like this is high quality music.
Word.
Nobody, and when I say classic, this is not a local classic. This is
I'm told.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so it's important, man. It's very important because, like, you know, if I wait for Hot 106, or if I wait for 95, I wait for somebody to put me on or whatever, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I gotta put myself on, or I gotta determine the value of my art. You know what I mean? And so, you know, that's what it is, man. This is, and I'm seeing it. Like, I'm seeing it. Like, this is like people. I mean, just today, man. Like, this big time publicist, you know, was like, "Yo, what is this? Like, this is." Like you know what I'm saying? You know, there was another person, you know, my man Z, you know what I'm saying, was like, yo, what are we doing with Bluest Moon? Like, this is like, you know what I'm saying? Like these are industry folks. So industry folk are responding the same way someone from the South Side would.
Word.
And which is so gratifying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think you brought up a good point about the ones coming up behind you, right? Because again, now that you've built this bridge or the connection with these folks in the industry, how you manage those relationships will impact whether or not they come and give Rhode Island another look again.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess to Dave's question earlier, it's like, how did the Jim Jones thing happen?
Yeah, shout out my man Pone, yo. Pone is Jim's man, and you know, I reached out to Pone, and I was doing some stuff with Pone prior to, and this was right at the top of the pandemic last year, so it was about a year ago, and you know, you know, he was like, yo, anything you need, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had done something, and he was like, word, good looking, anything you need, if I come out to Providence, I got you, da-da-da. So I'm like, yo, bro, by the way.
Since anything,
you know what I'm saying?
anything I need.
Right. So I'm like,
So you cool with Jimmy, right?
Yeah. I was like, yo, bro, I got this idea, because I love when Jim be on his fly talk, when he talks spicy. So I was like, yo, I got something. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, I wrote, you know, boom.
So you automatically knew that was for him.
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay.
1,000%. Like, I knew, I mean, trust me.
You didn't know you was going to get him, but you knew.
No, I knew I was going to get him.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I had did something for Paul.
He said
I knew I was going to get it. Yeah. No, I
wasn't asking for much. Little narration,
I knew I was going to get it, man. And so I reached out to him, and shout out to Jones, man. He was so, like, he caught it. Like, like he he's doing his quarantine studios and whatnot. Really helping a lot of artists out. But like, my approach was, it wasn't a verse, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't something that he definitely wrote, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We collaborated. But the fact that he was open, he did like 17 takes, and he was just like, yo, take whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? And he could have easily been like, yo, this is what it is.
That's it.
Give me my bread and boom,
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So that was that, man. And I think it was a good, like, a pleasant surprise. Right, like I don't think people expect me and Jones, you know what I'm saying?
Open album,
right, to open the album,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like so, I think and it delivered, man. It delivered. It really hit exactly what we was trying to do. So shout
I think
out
for
Jones.
a lot of
Shout out to
people,
Jones.
probably, especially people that have never heard your music or may have heard stuff here and there, I think having Jim Jones, right, to open it up like that, it's like, oh, I got it. Like, how you not gonna check the rest of this album?
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I gotta hear the rest of this.
Yeah.
This guy.
No, again, it speaks to how that album is tailored,
Right.
Because you go from the Jim Jones, and again, when you're listening to what he says,
know.
and then you're putting the Jon Hope, the name to it, and then it flows right into that Hope shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
This is what it is.
Okay. It's just consistent. The consistency and
Thank
the
you,
way
man.
that the album is tailored. I just think that's my biggest take from it. This shit is smoking because it doesn't stop. It's
Thank
just
you.
fire.
Is this the first time you played around with fluctuations of your voice?
Oh, 1,000%. I'm glad
All
you
right.
noticed
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Using it as an instrument.
Yep.
Really.
Good call.
Trying to marry the beat, you know what I'm saying? Like really, not just like rhyme the words, but like really like, Black Rose, I was really proud of that. Look What I Built, you know what I'm saying? Even sort of like the second half of the House of Cards verse, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Where I'm like, my nigga, this lights, you know what I'm saying? Like things like that, But yeah, man, I really wanted to showcase like, all types of artists. I'm really proud of the one thing I'm really proud about is that, I wrote next to everything, outside of, Caesar's verse, OT the Real and stuff like that. But the hooks that you hearing, I wrote, except for, Look What I Built, you know what I'm saying? My God, I wrote that, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, the fact that, these ideas, these thoughts really manifested in a way that I intended was so dope. And shout out to Watts, shout out to Danny Keys, Brady, so it was good, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you. That was dope to hear. It was dope to hear you like venture into a space that I never heard before,
right?
And sound like you were comfortable there. You know what I'm saying? Sound like you were,
nah, very comfortable. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's the evolution. It's the evolution. The message has always been the same.
Yeah,
always been the same since day one. The first project I ever put out, it's always been the same. But I think it's just much more polished. It's evolved. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
So I'm really excited, man.
I definitely want to talk about My God, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm in the gym and I'm just listening to it.
Yeah.
And like it was leg day. Like you got to pay attention to leg day. Like leg day, you can't just be
half-assing.
Right. Right. Or that squat rack would be all.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there. I'm like, yo. And I'm texting Jon Hope. I'm like, yo, man, texting the verses. Like, yo, this is.
He's like, nigga, I know.
I know, nigga. But then I just realized like there's people waiting for this squat rack. Jesus, sir. It's like, oh, all right. But no, it was just more or less Caesar's verse, right? Just put me back to Taylor Street, Lockwood Plaza, Prairie and Gallup, all those blocks where you knew where there was
this
money.
guy somehow, some way, every episode takes us back to the streets.
Gotta go right free.
You didn't hear that song? Did you listen to that song?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
All right.
He's got a cover of his album.
Because you was in the house.
I was in the house.
Because you was in the house.
I won't deny it.
And according to Aaron, you jumped off the porch late. But no, it was more or less like just hearing Caesar's verse. It was just like, I saw that. Like you could visualize, like, fill the trunk, take a risk. Right? That was every day for some people, right? Every day was a risk, right? And then your verse, right? It was more or less one. I didn't know it was you until I had to listen to it like 3 times. Like, oh, that's Hope, because it flows from the hook into your verse, and the voice almost sounds the same until you really pay attention to it. But it was just like, I text you. I was just like, I remember when Malik got killed. We went to school the next day, and it was like walking through the hallway, right? And it was the beef between the East and the South Side, right? And we're all South Side kids that go to Hope on the East Side. And
I thought you was in North Providence. What you was doing?
Nah, I'm not from North Providence, man.
Nah, I make that joke.
I'm not from North Providence.
You said Aubrey something.
Yeah, nah.
It's right there. It's like
Yeah.
North Providence is like right there.
Yeah, it's on the border.
It's
It's
across
on
the
the border.
street.
I'm extremely proud my son goes to North Providence Elementary School.
Yeah, nah, that's what's up.
Especially after hearing about this.
You see Hope's face? Nah.
Wait until you hear about North Providence High School.
Yeah.
Bring on it.
Right, and so it was just it took me back to that day. We're walking through the hallway, and East Side dudes that we're cool with in school was just like, you could see on their face like, today ain't the day for jokes. Today ain't the day. Today ain't the day. Just let us walk through the hallway being upset, because it's almost that at the funeral, right? Somebody got to pay for this. Right, got to get retaliation for this. Even if you wasn't, even if you wasn't a street dude, even if you wasn't involved, it's like, yo, that plays through your mind. Like, somebody got to die. Like, I lost my boy. I'm hurting. It's painful, right? And then when you say, karma got to the ops, right? It brought me back to BJ. You know what I'm saying? Him getting killed, and really get.
Any of you niggas go to class?
Play sports. What was crazy?
It was wild times back then, man.
We all play sports.
Yeah, it
BJ
was
got
wild
killed
times.
after we was out of high school. We was in our 20s, but it was just
early
like
20s.
it was
Just so happy y'all
like
made it out.
Yeah,
like
real
the
shit.
word came back. Like, whoever did that is allegedly no longer with us. Right? So like, listening to that song is bring me back to those days, and I'm just like, yo, this is it right here. Right? And you talk about Bub throughout the album, Bubba Tut, my boy. That was my boy. I remember we was in Hope High School. We had a middle school. We had an 8th grade corridor. And Bub used to be in the corridor with
Corridor.
yeah. It was just literally, it was just a corridor.
Corridor?
A corridor?
No, I'm just listening. I'm not from here either. Corridor. I'll keep that.
You're right, corridor. It is but him and my cousin Man used to just run through the hallways rampant, like just everywhere. And that's how we met. Like, we bumped into each other in the hallway. I was like, yo, man, where you going? He's like, nah, I gotta go to class real quick. And then I heard his name was Bubba, and I'm like, so I see him next time. I was like, yo, there's only one Bubba in this school.
Can't be two. Was he
Can't
light
be
skinned?
two. Nah, he was dark skinned.
Ooh, real beef.
Yeah, but like full of energy. Like, when you was around him, like, if you was cool with him, like, don't be on the opposite end of him, right? Like, don't be his enemy.
You actually, through the storytelling, bring up a question that I have as far as your process. Is it writing these stories, then applying it to a beat, or is it picking a beat and then these stories coming out of it?
Yeah, it's the latter. So these, when the beats come, yeah, man, just exploring those times, you know what I mean? Like, I was around, for a lot of that stuff. Like, Bubba is from my hood, you know what I'm saying? But he went to go live with his father on the east side, and that's when he got caught up in sort of the territorial feuding and things of that nature. And so, when I write, it's definitely from a place of like, man, just trying to examine how I'm feeling, and like what do these things mean? What are these memories and things of that nature? You know what I'm saying? So just trying to process it, and then once it's out, it's gone, you know what I mean, and put it to rest and whatnot, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it was definitely a different time back then, and I think one of the blessings of living where I was living was I wasn't, where we were. You had to be on this side of town to really know, the dynamic or the culture of where I was living, you know what I'm saying. So like, I didn't really participate in the South Side, East Side stuff or the territory, you know, and I was good in basketball, so I could go to any other side. I could go, you know, I had family in Chad. I was in a foster home on the West End. I played South Side with Bub, you know what I'm saying? And so it was actually a gift for me to be able to see all these things that are happening and not really be so connected. I'd go right back to, you know, AG, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and I could easily say, yo, I'm from Chad, I'm from this, I'm from, you know what I mean? But like, you know, like that culture and where I come from, you know, there's a pride in there, you know what I mean? It's funny, like, I think one time, you know, Bub, you did the North Providence thing, right? Right? He's like, yo, you from North Providence. That's something we always got since we was kids, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the only one that rapped where I was from, right? You know
I
what I'm saying?
Mineral Spring.
Right?
I hit Zeke with it all the time. I hit Zeke,
everybody,
Zeke with
right?
it all the time.
So
Akbar went to North Providence High School.
So yeah. You know what I'm saying? He did. So what happened was we had this like chip on our shoulder. We would go on any side of town, you know, and rap where we were from, you know what I'm saying? And I think what that same energy, you know, that same sort of like we want to rep, you know what I mean, really translates in the music, translates in the energy of like what it is I'm trying to do. Like when I go to New York, when I go to LA, when I go to Atlanta, like I could easily say New York. I could easily say, you know what I'm saying, even Boston or whatever, like to make someone New England. It's like, nah, I'm from Providence, you know what I'm saying? I'm from PVD. I'm from, you know what I mean? And I've always been consistent with that, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's very important to do that because, you know, again, there are other artists that are coming and they need that pride. And now more than ever, there's a pride in the city that is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like now, but back in the day, it wasn't cool to say you was from Providence. You know what I'm saying?
I think for me, and being connected to you, I forget Shorty's name. I think she's what's the podcast? Oh, she posted. She said maybe I'm biased, but the two hottest rappers out right now, or my favorites, are you and Cam, right? And definitely shout out to you and Cam, like for both. I think making PVD what it is, right? People embracing that culture. Like you see Hill, right? He got PVD gear, even though he's from Pawtucket, right? You have Jay and Sabrina, you know, stay silent. Even though Sabrina's from Cranston, Jay's from Pawtucket, they PVD all over everything they do. It's like the, you know, their hats, their clothing, and things like that. And I think it's to artists like you, to people like you, to people like Cam who stand firm and say, yo, this is where I'm from. And we're putting our stake in the ground and saying, yo, Facts. PVD is here.
Facts. And shout out Theo too. You know
Theo,
what I'm saying?
I forget about Theo.
You know what I mean? Like
long time ago.
Yeah. It's a bunch of people.
It's a lot of people.
You know, I just think like there was just this shift in the thinking where initially we thought we had to sound like New York. We thought we had to do what they were doing, you know what I mean? But now it's like, nah, we're offering a different perspective. And on top of that, like, right, like even Jon Hope doesn't sound like Cam, doesn't sound like D. Gomes. That's what's beautiful, right? So we're all coming from the same place, but like, different you know, you want that. You know, I'm not OSF, you know, and we want that. We want you. I want that diversity of Hennessy and you know, Lily Rain, and you know, like that's what's beauty. What's so beautiful about what's happening right now is the level of diversity coming from the same place, representing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. It's really dope.
Because like you said, Lily could be down in Atlanta just saying, right, once she gets to a space where she feels like she's there, she could easily say, I came out of Atlanta.
ATL shout.
Yeah. It's enticing too. Right. Because you know, you know, the opportunities will come from that. Yep. You know what I mean? So it's all about, you know, what type of person you are and what your end game is. You know, for me, I'm playing the long game. I'm longevity, you know what I'm saying? Like I my very first label meeting, they asked me, I was at Columbia Records, Atlantic. I'm sorry, I was at Atlantic Records, and I played in my music, and they told me, they were like, "Yo, this shit is hard, but you're in the number 35 market. Why don't you say you from Brooklyn, New York?" It's my very first label, MySpace.
Number
like, you know what I'm
35
saying?
market. Can you speak on it? What does that mean?
Yeah. So this, like, basically the number 35 market, meaning like, so there's markets, there's LA, New
Based on
York,
regions.
right? You know, regions and activity and like radio and things of that nature. So at the time they're saying like, you know, Providence is not a big market, right? Like, so why represent something that, you know, it would be much more easier to say New York.
But
you know what I'm saying?
wouldn't their job as record producers to be able to push you out even if you're
Isn't
from
that crazy? You would think.
No.
You would think, right?
Yeah, right. Nah, let's make it easy, bro.
No,
Just say
yeah.
it.
Just
Say
work
it.
hard.
Yeah, who says we got to work harder?
Start writing
say
the
it from
raps
New York.
too.
Yeah, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
just here for
You want me to put, you want me to give you money and promote you too?
And I couldn't
You want me to do my
man.
job?
Couldn't do it, man.
That's not what I'm
Couldn't do it.
That's
I ain't come here to work.
That was one of the another pleasant surprise on the album is that you didn't sound like anybody to me.
That's it, man.
And it's not an insult, right? That's a
Yeah,
compliment.
nah, that's
right?
a compliment.
You didn't
Yeah.
sound like,
Yeah.
and I think in the last project in the 2017, I was like, all right, I think I hear like a heavy Ye influence. Like, I don't know. But on this project,
Yeah.
it felt like I was listening to somebody who might have been mentored by Ice Cube and Black Thought from a mad city, born on a day graduation.
Guys, I like that.
You know
I'm
what
not
I
mad
mean?
at
Where
that.
it's like,
Yeah,
and if
yeah.
you have to combine that many different points of
Yeah.
origin, then it's because the sound is like nothing else.
Right.
And Again, just another compliment for the album.
Thank you,
I was like,
man.
yo, he don't
I
sound
am
like nobody,
enough.
but
Yeah.
Shut up.
Jon
Thank
Hope.
you.
When you were there with I Am Enough. Shut up. That was like the Kendrick. Like it was almost like if somebody didn't know who you
Hear the
were.
influence.
They were like, yo, he got
Yeah.
Kendrick on the album?
Yeah. Nah, it was Jon Hope.
No,
though.
no, I did.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It was Jon. I just
Dope.
think more or less like I wanted to be intentional about originality. Like I really, you know, like, and I think like those things are like. People want labels, you know, because it's easy to, you know, hold it, you know, same DMX had it, Ja Rule had it, you know, even Nip when he first came out, people thought he was like the new Snoop or whatever. People want things to, you know, so I'm open to that. But once you dig deep and you're like, okay, this don't sound like nothing else. Like this ain't, you know, the switch up on Black Rose is some different shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the
Still
first
think that
time
might be number one for me.
yeah, listen, man. When you listen to that, you're like, yo, hold up, what just happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's, you know, definitely like nuances that are very like Providence centric, you know what I'm saying? And so like, yeah, it's a perspective that, you know, isn't widely consumed, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't say like I'm the creator of a Providence sound. I would never do something like that. But I'm just saying it's a perspective that isn't, you know, it's not all the way where it needs to be, and it's happening. You know, you got OSF, you got Henny, you got myself, Cam, you got so many different people that are really pushing forth this thing in a way that's really unique. You know what I'm saying?
But I always felt like you was never, and because I think you operate in so many different areas, right?
Yeah.
The hosting.
Yeah.
Right. You're teaching now, right? So I think you have these personalities where you can be you in all of these different spaces.
Yeah.
So, but even listening to your earlier stuff, like I don't think you ever was monotone. Like I felt like you was always, you're always either you're obviously always passionate about the music, but you're like you could hear it in your voice.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever rapped in one voice.
Nah. I think that's a good point, man. Like, yeah, the you know, because I'm passionate about this city,
Right.
Because I know the talent, you know, even outside of music, I just know like what we offer creatively to the world, and it's just like, you know, now the world is paying attention, but like, you know, for years, like I said, man, you know, there was a time. This is just facts. This is not, you know what I mean? It was just me and Theo. You know, it was just us two. You know what I'm saying? That was nationally impacting, getting on blogs and things of that nature. Like really, you know, there was a time where I only saw him in different cities. And this is somebody who lives 5 houses away from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we were moving like that. You know, South by Southwest, CMJ, LA. Like, you know what I mean? This is, you know, we're from the blog era, you know? And so that there should be more. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, you know, we were very intentional about representing. You know, when he first came out, he was the Rhode Island hero. Right. You know, and my logo was the anchor. You know what I'm saying? Like it was real corny.
Plantation state.
No. You are Africans. We are African. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you know, so it's always been, you know, that pride, even when it was unpopular. There are artists, there are producers. Now they claiming this PVD shit. Back then, they was asking me, yo, why you rep Providence so hard? Right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What are we launching to? What's this? Because I'm hearing a lot about labels. I'm hearing a lot about the world's paying attention.
Yeah. What's changed?
I feel like this is moving. I feel like this is
moving.
What's changed since episode 14?
Man,
and where it's at now?
You know, Zane Butler is grown, man. You know, like. You know, it's a multimedia company, you know what I mean? Where like, you know, events, content, you know, artist relations, touring, you know what I mean? We had, you know, the $2 Flow concert series, which we was entering our third year, and that's pretty much like highlighting, you know, emerging New England talent, you know what I mean? Kari was on there, Latrell James, Luke Bars, who's one of the hottest guys coming out of New England right now, was featured on it. But like I said, the ecosystem, you know, the merch, right? Like the Hope Signature Collection, you know what I'm saying? That launched out of straight up survival mode, you know, with the pandemic, because I was on tour and I had to stop, you know, and then I was like, all right, so what are we gonna do? So I shifted, and the merch has been insane, you know what I'm saying? Just getting over, like, we already surpassed over 500 orders, like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not even a full year, you know. So it's just about making sure that the foundation is solid. So, you know, I will never be like a struggling artist. You know what I'm saying? Like I wake up, you know, and you know, I'm able to, you know, do my education, hip hop education initiatives. You know what I mean? I'm speaking at, you know, Ivy League schools. So it's like being well-rounded to the point where there's, you know, I'm creating multiple opportunities, multiple income streams to be sustainable for the long haul. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and it's growing. You know, now that I have a team behind me, that's really amazing. You know, so now I could like offload and be like, all right, bet, you know, let's focus on this music.
I was about to say,
you know
when this continues to take off, some of these other avenues right now are gonna have to, I guess, tighten up.
Alex, is he a capitalist?
Yeah.
We all are.
We all are.
Oh, we all are.
Oh, we all. I've always said we all are.
No.
You don't want to be.
Oh, man, I don't want to be.
Yeah.
Hope,
Me
I
neither.
don't
want to be.
I'm with you.
Hope,
I don't want to be.
Just it is what it is.
That question wasn't for us.
Gotcha.
It was for him.
I know what he was doing.
Yeah.
I knew what he was doing. I knew what he was doing. I got you. But real quick, let me just play my favorite track.
It's gonna bounce off that, huh?
Why you want to go? What do you want to go?
No.
You want to go?
I was going to ask you when you're
go
going to do, when we going to have the PVD Summer Jam. Like I know that Chach did the Culture Shock, and you know, like did this Rock the Bells.
They're talking too much.
But
they're talking too much. You just put it out there, now somebody gonna take it, and
I'm just saying,
that would be dope.
Rap, like not.
Nah. They can have a podcast session.
Oh my! They can have us on the panel. They can have us on the panel for introduce it. I don't have no problem like that. But like,
I like it.
We can be live. We can be live. I'm sure people want to.
Not no folk. Not no country. You know what I'm saying?
That would be dope. That would be dope. Yeah, that's
this.
I knew it was going to be it.
This was the one for me. This has been a repeat all weekend long. This one song. Yeah. And I mean, I listened to the whole thing, but this I can listen to the whole thing, but you speak to me on this song.
Come on, man.
You speak to me in this song.
Yeah, yo, appreciate
what
you.
I'm gonna let me get to the part.
You know he be getting death prep, so any infusion of hope is a good thing for Al. Al's preparing for all the hour death so that he's not emotionally compromised at the time.
You gave him that hope.
So you gave him some hope. At least we might live a little longer, and he don't have to enact death plan 1.
He put inspiration into you.
That THS, baby, that hope shit.
That hope shit. Can you say it? That hope shit.
That is that hope
just
shit.
like this. That Hope shit.
That production's crazy, bro.
I love
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Shout out Watts. Shout out Watts. Shout out Marlon on the keys. Fans in my DM taking me. Gotta take it long.
Next to a baby mama.
Be like that. I'm figuring shit out too, bro. I'm figuring shit out too right now. Trying to piece it back together right now. Wow.
Nice thoughts, whisper.
Oh,
The pen gave me blisters.
Who mixed this?
Brady, right? Yeah. Shout out Brady too, man.
Yeah.
That really.
There's several drops throughout this album that are just like, okay, we're back.
So that line, right? Jesus, please make your debut.
I'm
right?
not at the pulpit.
Street
Street
niggas
niggas
pray
pray
too.
too.
And so that also brought me back to like anybody that I know that I grew up with that is our age went to church at some point. If you was around your grandparents,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I went to church a lot. Right, but kind of like rebelled against it because I didn't want to be there.
For that
Capitalism,
reason,
me
though.
hated it.
Right,
For that reason.
right. And it
Like,
was,
come on.
Right.
Come on, dog. Like, enough.
like
Make your debut.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. Like, I got a seat for you, bro. Like,
but same thing C said, right? Like, where you at, dog? Like, I got a question for you. Do I got to raise a gun to raise my daughter? And it was just like, nah, there are street niggas out there that really pray.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But they're just caught
that's what I'm
up.
saying.
But
Hope
they're
is
just-
talking in this album. You
But
gotta
like-
you gotta turn everything off.
Yeah.
You gotta listen, dog.
Right,
He's talking
right.
to you.
But it
He's
brought, me
talking
back,
to you.
it brought me back to Caesar's verse, right? Not even back to Caesar's verse because Caesar's verse is after this, but it was just like, to Reem's point, the correlation that's happening in this album is crazy, right? And so for me to hear that and then like Caesar's talking like, yo, my hand's still dirty. You know, I tried, God.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
And I almost still got faith in you.
Yeah.
But when you gonna make your debut?
Yeah. No, it's real,
Because
man.
I don't see, to your point, right? I'm not seeing
the
I'm
evidence
not seeing
or
it.
the proof.
Yeah.
Right.
Clips
yeah.
inserted the babies being
The wrong-
born. My God.
Like, no,
Yeah.
He said
Fam, yeah, I hear
he said
you.
the
Yeah, it's a
wrong people
lineage.
are winning.
Yeah,
Like the wrong
yeah.
people are winning.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm out here every day risking my life, and the wrong people are winning.
It's like, yeah,
Like, where you at?
It's a lot of, that juxtaposition that I was really trying to capture, you know what I mean? And just also understand that the relationship with God is not so linear, right? It isn't so squeaky clean and direct, you know what I mean? Like, there are parents, man, just on a very like low frequency level. There are parents, that might live in Chad, you know what I'm saying? Or live in a very, a very challenging community, you know what I'm saying? And they'll lie on the address to make sure their kid goes to, you know what I'm
course,
saying,
yeah.
to a better school. Are they wrong, right? You know what I mean?
sinners? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that, like I said, that's just on a baseline level. But yeah, it's just showing that the relationship with God isn't so direct.
It's not perfect.
And it's not perfect, man. It's not perfect, man. And yeah, man. So I appreciate that.
I try to sell some records, but I'm on some woke shit.
Yeah.
That line was the line for me.
I mean, Jay-Z said it already, but whatever.
Oh, there's is that the Jay-Z line that Reem was talking about? Reem was waiting for?
No, it
say
wasn't.
that
But
one, but-
Jay-Z said that. He said, I'd be like Common, but whatever.
Can you speak to that?
No, I'm just-
Yeah, no. I mean, there were times, like I said, my very first label meeting was with Sycamore, and he fucked with me, and he was just like, yo, man, but if you say you from New York, and I couldn't do it, you know what I'm saying? Like I just, so the wokeness of like
it wasn't-
knowing who I am, what I want to say, what I want to do, just countered. I could have been signed, you know what I mean? And
I guess
so-
I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, are you being pushed to start talking about the money, the cash, the hoes? Is that something that you're being pushed to in order to sell a record?
No, just more. I don't know if I'm being pushed now, but it's more of the it's not the trend. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know, there's this that sells, and then there's
Right.
this whole shit, you know what I'm saying? And so it's a little bit, there's a little bit more resistance going, doing this,
Right.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
I think you spoke to this though already. You just switched the model of capitalism, right? It's the,
Right.
the Pareto rule, 80-20, where
Right.
80% of my revenue is going to come from 20% of my customers. So my core, as long as I'm truthful to them, then I don't need to sell 1 million records.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll sell to my 20% and they'll
Shit.
sustain me, and I'll continue all of these other avenues and hopefully get this motherfucking Summer Jam pop.
But that's exactly what it is, man.
But also
Switch to the capital
to anybody that knows you, that's not even you anyway. It's
That's
never
what
been you.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
never
yeah.
been your lane.
Yeah,
Like,
never.
And that's what I was saying, because I know that that's not who you are. So when I heard that line, I was like, are you being pushed, or are you somebody in your head like, yo, we got to try to sell these records. You can't be on this woke shit because it's not going to sell.
Right. Nah, definitely not being pushed, but just more or less like understanding what the landscape is and really how do I navigate that. Like I'm trying to like ask this question or just like really pose. I'm taking a look at what's going on and like, okay, how do I maneuver in this? You know what I'm saying? So but it's winning, man. You know what I mean?
I just started laughing because all I think about was this nigga dressed up like the Dalmatians singing, "The hoe is mine." Gotta get
Winning team.
right. Next album drops. He's the hoe is mine.
That's real shit.
Jon Hope switched up. What happened to that
What happened to Jon Hope?
What happened to Jon Hope, man? Hey,
They pushed him too far.
Yeah.
Damn shame what happened to Hope.
Come on.
Damn shame what happened to
Damn
Hope.
shame, yo. Oh, man.
Hope floated.
Oh, all right, my bad. So that shit just popped in my head.
that's
when he
funny.
said that shit.
That's funny.
You said it, not me.
Nah, dope project, man. Dope project.
Absolutely, man. Like,
How long did it take?
Man, probably like 2 years. About 2 years. I think Black Rose was the first record. And that was like that was about like 2018. Me.
Black Rose is 3 years old.
Yeah.
well, no, because I seen your Twitter thread about you going through your album. You said that you had, was it African Boy?
Well, African Boy, yeah.
That
that's
was 10 years.
African Boy is
that's
10 years
10
old, man. African Boy is 10 years, man. We had so many different versions of it. But I knew how big that record is, and I knew like how important it was. Originally Bongo produced on it, had a version with LJC. It just really morphed, and Watts, Marlon, and Danny Keys really came in and put that sauce. And finally, because what it was is that I had a voice note of it, you know what I'm saying? And so we were trying to find the chords and trying to get the right, there's so many different versions, but I held on to that record for 10 years, bro. Yeah, that's how bad.
I'm still trying to think like how you transferred the audio and shit. I had it on 8-track first.
Right.
I went to the record.
Bro. Hey, Reem, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, listen, I had so many, like, it was like CD discs and, you know what I mean? But nah, that final version, man, shout out to Rags, man. Rags is a super, super talented dude. He just did some stuff with Benny the Butcher and Sheik Luch. And he delivered on Bluest Moon and African Boy in a way that's just magnificent, man.
How good is that? Again, I don't understand the humility, my nigga. Yo, I wrote this shit 10 years ago. It's going to slap today. Black
Real
Rose,
shit.
I can't believe Black Rose is 3 years old.
Yeah, real shit.
And
we built that from
and
the
that
ground.
sound, that feel of, like you said, from that very rosy beginning to
me,
that real dark.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet, right?
Nah.
Because sometimes you get caught in that situation where you've made it, you've created it, you've held on to it. Somebody else comes up with it.
Right.
And it's like, fuck.
Yeah, real
I should've
shit.
been dropped my
that
shit.
happened. I had a record called The People, man, that I was like, I thought it was gonna go. And it just aged poorly. like I talked about Meek got out of jail. It was just like, you know what I mean? Like I was like, yo, free Meek. That it was just like, the hook was just so like dated, man. Like I wouldn't even put it on a Lost Tapes. But at the time, man, I thought that shit was gonna bust, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I was just like, yo, nah. So yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah, I know, right?
They listen, they heard it.
I free Meek. Yeah. Oh, it was bad.
What's your favorite song?
Man, it's a toss between My God and House of Cards. House of Cards was going to be the lead record.
House of Cards.
Okay.
Man, because that Locks, recognized flip, man. I knew what it was going to do. I knew when people like there would be, there's a couple artists like that that, you know, where I record, there's a couple of like, you know, prominent artists that come into the studio and stuff like Terminology and you know, Rex and, you know, Millies and stuff like that. And like people will come in, and I remember like playing, like when we were mixing that shit, and people stopped and was like, yo,
what the fuck is that?
yeah, what the fuck is that? Yeah. And I was like, okay, we got something. So it was a healthy balance of obviously the chords, we know the chords, but the bounce has got the bounce that's more contemporary right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But those chords, I knew what they were gonna do. Like because that record, the you know, recognized. I just don't know why. I know why, because you know it's pristine, it's primo, it's the locks. You know what I'm saying? But I knew the chords. I was like, yo, nobody fucked with this shit.
Nobody.
Like nobody. That's why I said about the originality. Like nobody. Like there's nobody that sampled that. Nobody's flipped it. Nobody's done nothing. And it's dope to see like young people be like, yo, that shit is hard. But then us be like, oh, I see what you did. Yeah. That's the lock shit. Whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
When I was listening to it, I was like, yo, is that recognized?
Is that recognized?
It's a hellified risk.
Yeah. I know.
Could have fucked that up.
I could have fucked that.
Went through the whole project off like, yo, fuck that lock shit up, dog.
It could have went left.
It's like sampling ether.
Right?
That's probably why nobody fucks with it. Like, it's like,
it is why.
Slow. Y'all got it.
Yeah, now we hit it.
Do you feel like, because you've been around for a while?
Yeah.
Do you feel like the Hoves and the Nas in comparison to who's out around now? Like not far as like they looking at you like that. Well, maybe they are.
Do I feel like I'm Nas or Jay-Z?
No.
Oh, okay.
As far as longevity, right? You've been around for a long time. You've been through the different iterations of music.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Seen them come, seen them
right.
go.
And so, me and you talked about Nas on King's Disease. Right? Mm-hmm. How he's still in the pocket. Like still. Right. Is this that album? Not King's Disease, but like, yo, to show people also, like, I really rap, dog. Like, I'm really...
Man, that's a good question. I think for me, it's more so, like, for one, I came at a very opportune time, right? You know, the clubs are shut down. People do want to hear lyrics. And it's a pandemic. People want to be inspired. So there's that aspect, right? But I came also, you know, right now there's a landscape of artists like myself who are seasoned but new. You know, you got Freddie Gibbs, you got Griselda, you got Benny, you got Conway, you know what I'm saying? You got, you know, Larry June, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists that are like older but newer. So I think for me, it's just more or less like stretching what a career could look like. And I you know, someone used to, there's shout out my man Josh, you know, and I used to sort of resent it a little bit. He was like, yo, you're the original Rhode Island rapper. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, bro, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, nah, let me tell you why. You know what I'm saying?
You sound like Run DMC.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, hold up.
Curtis
you know?
Blow.
But I think, like I was like, to the hip. Like I'm like, nah, I'm still outside. Like, and I think people don't really understand that. But I understand why someone would say that, and what needs to happen, right? Because again, I probably am like, you know, when I started out, it was a totally different landscape, right?
Elder statesman for Rhode Island,
right? Yeah,
but still young in the world.
And that's what people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, yo, I'm brand spanking new. I'm still, you know, doing my thing. Yeah, I'm still ascending, right? You know what I mean? But I understand in proximity, people are going to look at me like, yo, Hope been around or whatever. Cool, whatever. But really what I'm trying to do is show other artists that, yo, you can have a career, a sustainable career. Like I'm a homeowner, I have life insurance, I have a family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right?
You're talking my language now.
Off music. Like off that, like, you know what I'm saying? I woke up today 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Nah. And that's not, and I'm not job shaming. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, like.
You went Dame Dash on us.
Like
you all got boss.
You built a career. I built a career. I have a
saying. Because the thought is that there's only one of two outcomes for rappers.
Correct.
You either blow or you flop.
Or you flop. Right. And that's
like, now you could be a
struggling rap. Yeah.
perfectly comfortable contributor to society.
Like I'm
Hope
doing
said,
my
I got
thing.
life insurance.
Yeah,
bro. What are you
nah,
talking
but
about?
it's the truth though, you know. And these are things that artists are not thinking about, or artists maybe in proximity to me, they don't. I want them to understand that, like, you know what I mean. And it doesn't. It just because you don't blow doesn't mean you're a failure. Like, bro, I just did my taxes, and I'm all right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We good. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be great.
We're gonna be we all right. You know what I'm saying?
When this world open back up,
we all right. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I just feel like,
first of all, you reported nothing but losses. Nothing but losses. No income. I need that stimmy.
but I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm trying to show. Is just more or less like, yo, you can have a career as an artist, like a career. You know what I mean? And
still put out dope, current shit.
Yo, Israel Woosa, all the guests are all relevant artists. Jim Jones, OT the Real is probably the hottest dude out of Philly right now. You know what I'm saying? Israel Woosa, he's a beast. Yeah. He's a beast. Israel, I could probably be his father. You know what I'm saying?
I know Israel.
Woosa.
I know Israel since.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know what I mean? He's a baby, but I mean, he's on the Jon Hope project, you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm doing songs with Curtis Blow, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
No,
so I just think that's something that, I think that's a great question. That's something that I really want to lead by example. I got something coming. I got a book coming out. Because I do get younger artists that yo, man, can I pick your brain, or yo, tell me about this or that, then the third. So I'm like, all right, I think I'm in a space now where I could put out some product that would help, at least from a mindset standpoint about what it means to be an independent artist in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? Because now people just think it's just YouTube views, and Instagram and this, like, there's a whole, like, if you really want to be sustainable, and that's my goal, you know what I mean? Because when I started out, I don't know where these other guys is at. You know what I'm saying? Right. I know where I'm at though. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like that's just a fact. Like that, you know what I mean? There was all these different people, there was crews, there was this, there was that. I was one dude.
Right.
We still outside. You know what I'm saying?
They with me at the bank.
Yeah. Come on.
Still dropping balls at lunchtime.
Hope as well. I must be doing something right. You was there. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. There was all black rap, all that stuff. This one's an artist. This one's doing this. This one changed their name. I didn't do none of that. I've been the same dude. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so that's got to count for something. You know 100%. What I mean? Like, still doing me. You know,
it's like the conversation we had, right? Like people, Copperfield, like, yo, nobody's talking about Fab.
Consistency, right?
You know
what I'm saying?
Like one dude. Yeah. I mean, he had, but the street fan wasn't like,
right? It wasn't like
that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like. It was Fab.
Yeah.
And he found his lane.
Just stay in your lane, man.
Right?
Like there's no traffic. You know what I'm saying? Just stay in your lane and just, obviously you got to pay attention to trends and things of that nature. But like, I never like veered off. I never deviated. I never like to the point where I confused my fans. And I know, I think it was around 2012 when I came back from Atlanta. It was a failed situation. Came back from Atlanta. That's when I realized, I'm like, yo, I'm not going to chase anymore. I got these fans. Let me feed them and just keep building and building and building and building. And I think now, with Hope All as well, I think now it's just this is just an alignment. It's all aligning,
Super
you know what I'm
dope.
saying?
Super dope.
Yeah. I hear it differently.
If I see,
I don't hear Hope All as well. I hear Hope all as well. I hear you talking about you. I don't hear you telling us Hope all as well. Hope all as well.
All as well.
Yeah.
all is well.
All is well.
I hope also with you, but Hope.
Listen, man, I like that, man. I mean, it's the truth, man. Because like I said, when I started out, there was this one, there was that one, this, and you know what I mean. I was doing my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Rapping Arbor Glen, right? You know what I'm saying? I could have easily Chad, Southside.
To be honest with you, there's not like Arbor Glen doesn't have the stain like the rest of the.
I want to know why you fronting on Putnam Pike.
No, you're right. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Which is nothing wrong with that.
But that's not what I was trying to rep it.
No, I know.
Yeah,
but like you're repping it because that's where you're from.
That's where I'm from.
That's where you're from. Not because it's hard. It's tough. You come through here, you might get. There were shootings, but like you.
Nah, it was official. You know what I'm saying?
You come through here, you won't make it out.
Yeah,
like,
nah, it was never
what I'm saying?
nothing like that. You know
but
what I'm
like,
saying? Yeah.
But there are people, unfortunately, because of street code, right? And because if you're melanated, you feel like you have to rep that, right? Like,
Right.
I remember doing a presentation at East Providence High School, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, Providence out of the state gets all the bad rep.
Yeah.
Everything in Providence,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
black person, right? The violence happens in Providence.
Sure.
And so the dude, the young boys in EP were on some like, nah, we get it in out here.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. I said, in comparison to what? Oh, everybody thinks Providence gets it in. We get it in out here. I said, why do you want that? Nah,
Right,
because
right.
they think we soft out here.
Yeah.
I said, what's
that's
wrong with
that's
being
ass
from a
backwards.
good neighborhood?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I said, if you go to Providence, you ask those kids,
They want to get out.
they want to live in EP.
Right,
Only thing they don't want to have to cross the Taunton Ave exit.
Right.
They have to roll down their windows.
Right.
Hate crossing that bridge.
Other than that, they
Right.
want to live where you
Right.
live. They don't want to be infested with the violence.
Right. Nah. You know what I'm saying?
And so to go with you, like you're just saying, like, yo, I'm proud to be where I'm from.
Correct. Yeah. And there was a culture, right? If you remember, when I posted the Arbor Glen sign, remember you was like, yo, and you saw everybody. Like it was like you said you was gonna comment and everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a culture. There was a culture, there was a language there, there was something there. So that's what I'm repping, you know what
And
I
I
mean?
wasn't gonna
Yeah.
when I said that, I was like, I'm not gonna even violate right now.
Yeah.
All
It
the
was
comments
crazy.
coming towards
Yeah,
you.
it would have been crazy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I just think, like you just gotta stay in your lane, man, and just create, and eventually the pendulum swings.
Yep.
The pendulum swings, and I think, I'm an example of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my whole thing. So, shout out to my man Josh, the original Rhode Island rapper, whether he intended for me, you know what I mean? But like, yo, that's cool. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm consistent. And, I mean, when you talk consistency, inspiration, you know what I mean? Like, I'm that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, you know what I mean? Like you can't, there's no debate. There's no arguing with that. You know what I'm saying? We've seen artists come and go every year.
Yeah.
But the engine that keeps trucking, you look back, you're like, man, Hope's still
going.
he's still going, man.
Still going.
And strong all the time.
I think you might have fucked up. Set the expectations too high now.
Hey man,
Yeah, the next project's gonna be like, where are we going?
Yeah,
and
I
we're not
think-
waiting 4 years.
Nah, we ain't waiting 4 years.
years.
Nah, but we working, man. Shout out Bongo, man. I'm working with him. I'm working with Watts. You know what I'm saying? Danny Keys. I think now I've created a sound for THS, and it's like street soul and it's inspirational but rugged and I've been working, man. I got records, man.
I think the one thing
got records.
one thing I can appreciate, I'm gonna take Alex back to the streets real quick.
Yeah.
Is that nobody questions what you're saying, right? When you drop,
Nah. Right.
Camp Street and Comstock, right?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, yo, he ain't from there, or
Right.
he ain't. But I think that the reason why that is that you never pretended to be the street dude, right? Like the guy was out here toting pistols and out here banging on people.
Yeah,
But like from the perspective of a person who grew up in the streets and seen all of the stuff that was going on, and how you portray it through your music is of that, right?
It's from the window.
Because
or
you could
from-
easily,
from,
what Alex is saying, from an industry perspective, you could easily be out here lying, right? Like, yeah, I was toting guns, you know what I'm saying? I was moving pounds, I was moving. And maybe some people might question it, maybe some people won't.
Yeah.
Because people might be like, oh, well, he was from Providence, he was from
Or, I was outside. I mean, I really was outside,
Right.
like in the sense of like, I really knew George. I
Right.
really knew BJ. I really was, on the drag on
Right.
June Street. Like, I really went to Holy Name. Like, I'm definitely qualified to speak on things. It's the manner I look at it just like Nas, you know what I'm saying? Like a Nas, like a from your project when seeing things
Right.
and, or Kendrick or whatever. Like, yeah, definitely, man. And those tropes that come with the hood or whatever, trust me, I check the boxes, right?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to raise expectations.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm really a project baby that moved in multiple houses, like in Arbor Glen, right? Really in the foster care, you know what I'm saying? Went to Buck, you know what I'm saying? all those not stereotypes, but those tropes that give you the validation or whatever. Like I could say that. You know what I'm saying? Like I could.
Like street dudes can be like, nah, that's Harry.
Yeah,
Harry.
they could be like that. They could be, you know, like they could be like, yeah, he was in chat with us. Yeah. He was this.
But he was that. Like I can see
mean?
the documentary. Like Harry was out here, but we ain't allow him to do.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, you know, it's
like AZ did with Nas and Billie. When he seen Home Dude,
right. It could be like that, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's more or less like, you know, those things, man. We've heard that story, man.
Right.
The culture is about 50-something years old.
Right.
At some point, we can't rely on that anymore. Like we have to advance. Like we have to talk, and we can still hold on to those.
To those acknowledge and reflect.
But
what's next?
You know what
what's
I'm saying?
Next?
Yeah, like it's like, yeah, come on.
It's the celebration of ignorance that's selling right now,
Right.
So, again, that's what it's capitalist, right?
Yeah,
but still, it's inspirational.
Right.
It's this pride, like there's real pride in this album.
Yeah.
But there is an arrogance.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like I was hoping to get some more of that arrogance out today. But, you know, and that's the part where I'm like, I'm enjoying the album because I'm like, damn, shit. Like it's relatable to who I want to be, like who I want to relate to, right? Again, I check all of the hood boxes, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Only thing I'm missing is he grew up with two parents. All right,
Right,
my bad.
Yeah.
Take my street card. I grew up with two parents. My bad.
Yeah.
Checked everything else off, right? But again, I'm not. When I talk to my son about Staten Island, New York, I'm not telling him about when Dad got shot.
Yeah.
You know, did that happen?
Yeah.
But we're not talking about that.
No.
We're talking about the kickball. We're talking about building ramps in the street and shit like that.
Right.
Because there's a beauty from amongst all of that ugly where we're all from.
Exactly.
And I'm much appreciating the fact that that's the dialogue that's going on in this album versus just again the slap hoes, kill bitches, smoke
right.
crack,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, I'm just not really trying to do that. You know what I mean? Because like that's just not my. I'm playing the legacy game, man. You know,
there's a place for it.
Yeah,
I don't mind it in music.
1000%.
Yeah, I don't mind it in music.
I'm not judging it at all.
Refreshing to hear something different.
You're a brand, right?
Yeah.
And the way that hope shit, like it's
Right.
like this is it. I'm here.
Yeah. Nah, this is what's up.
Yeah.
This is-
And there's longevity and shit. Like you can tell.
Yeah. Nah, I'm
Like as long as the world exists, it will have hope.
There's longevity. in this
Right.
shit.
Like, everybody hope. Everybody,
You know what I'm saying? Nah,
Across every religion.
you do that. You do the Charlamagne the God clip in there, right? The hood just wants hope.
That's the shit that made me think that I'm like, how the fuck he find this Jim Jones fucking tape?
Nah, man.
Because I know the Charlamagne shit. I heard this before.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, damn, this
You
thought I
haven't
was
seen
splicing.
the visual.
No.
Yeah, Jim Jones.
Oh, you haven't seen the visual.
Oh, you haven't seen
Me and Jim Jones.
I just been begging
That's
him.
how I heard it for the first time. I saw the visual for the first time.
We shot in Harlem and we shot in where? Arbor Glen. Like, you know
So
what I'm saying?
I'm fighting every day for rights to my phone with my 6-year-old.
I hear you.
So I get in the car and the Bub's point earlier. All I want to do, bang the same album.
Yeah.
For weeks on end. That's all
Yeah.
I want to do. But he's like, yo, Dad, let me be DJ. And I'm like, and don't get me wrong, he's playing Jackson 5 now.
Come on, I like it.
He had me play Soul for Real, Candy
Yeah.
Rain.
Wow.
Like he's getting into some shit.
I like
But,
that
oh,
shit.
yeah, it's starting to smooth out.
Yeah.
It's before it's all Pop Smoke.
Do your thing, bro.
So I don't really get that time to be on the visuals.
we
I'm
did the
just
video.
banging the album on.
Yeah.
Is it on?
It's on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel.
Oh,
you know
I
what
gotta
I'm
go on
saying?
YouTube too.
THS,
Okay, all right,
THS video. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like that's why, like, you know, like Jones didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I went
He
to
could have
Harlem.
just sent you
audio. Yeah, it just been like, yo, whatever.
Do
You
your
know what I'm
thing,
saying? Do my
whatever you
thing.
do.
Yeah. Nah, I went out to Harlem. He showed love. Him and his team. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. Like he, you know what I mean? We were chilling. You know.
That's what's up.
Gave me some advice. You know.
Shout out to Capo.
Yeah. Nah, it was dope, man. And specifically him, the way he's been able to evolve is something that I look at. You know what I'm saying?
Which is crazy.
It's amazing. If you would have told me that
'Cause
he
in
would
about
be
3 years, people
Yeah.
are gonna start talking about Jim Jones.
That's a fact. I think sooner, man.
Probably
Yeah.
sooner. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, the way he's evolved as an artist, as a business person, as a hustler. Like he's just killing it, man. And he definitely is somebody that people should look at. But yeah, nah, you should check out the video, man. It was
Oh, I
dope.
have to.
Yeah, nah, it was hard. It was hard.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Shout out to Eddie too.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Oh, come on, man. Creative
Shout out to
director.
the shooter.
He
Shout out
shot
to the
everything.
shooter. The shooter.
Everything.
What?
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. He shot
Shout out to
everything. He
Eddie,
shot
yeah.
everything. He
Yeah.
shot everything.
Can
This
I
whole
mention it or
campaign-
should I not mention it?
Mention what? What are you doing? I don't know.
Oh, my nigga, I ain't got nothing to do with me. My
Yeah.
nigga. Hope all is good.
I was asked a series of questions in front of Davey Lopes. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, nah, it's coming. It's coming.
right,
Yeah, yeah,
cool,
yeah. It's
cool,
coming.
cool.
It's coming.
Okay,
But we got more content. More content, man. Off the album, man. But Eddie was very instrumental. All the content you seeing. The video that I just dropped today with the billboard, that was Eddie in Shooters Club. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Oh, that was Eddie with the shot of the billboard.
Yeah. Yup. We shot that
With the young
you know
man
what I'm saying?
talking. That's the young man talking.
Yeah, that's my man Phil. So the Phil, that was actually iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shot that iPhone. So it was a mix of iPhone, Eddie, and then my man Roger, Shooters Club LA. He shot some aerial footage. So we just put that together. Again, man, just trying to create moments.
Shouts to you, man. That shit, it's
yeah,
work. It
absolutely.
looks like it's fucking working out dope.
Yeah.
All the visuals are solid.
Thank you.
The
Thank
album
you.
is magnificent.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
You're really on the one here with this
Yeah.
album, bro. Like,
Yeah.
to his point about the shorter, I enjoy the shorter albums.
Yeah.
Because it's not that I don't want more music. It's just that I agree with
I feel
that
like
tension.
I feel like it restricted you from your art. I don't think that's what you wanted to do. I think you wanted to make a long album.
You think so?
I think so.
Where do you get from? Based on what? Based on what?
Based on your previous
You're
albums.
just gonna tell him?
Nah.
Got you. Well, Savage Beauty was an EP.
Well, that's an EP. That's why.
Okay, all right.
You did your job. You left the audience wanting more.
That's it, man.
and that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
When Ye started it with the seven clips, right?
Sure.
Everyone, it's fucking crazy. I was like, no.
Yeah.
2 of them bitches hit for real.
Right.
3 probably Kids See Ghosts hit, but the Pusher, the Ye, the Kids See Ghosts, were all fan of mine.
That's a fact.
And primarily the Pusher, right? The Pusher,
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was
this is
amazing.
a fucking classic of his.
Yeah.
Like, you're not enjoying it right now.
Yeah.
I got a few more listens, but
Not skippable.
man.
I'm starting.
No skips, cuz.
No skips,
man.
No
No
song.
skips. Yeah,
I've
thank
not
you.
skipped a song. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a very well tailored collection of work.
Thank you.
And I will say, I listened to the Drake joint, the 3-track joint.
Yeah, the pack.
The pack, which I'm a Drake fan.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
Me
not
too.
ashamed to say that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I'm a Drake
Nah,
fan.
shouldn't. Yeah.
I've always been.
He's
I probably always will be.
He's a GOAT. Yeah, he's a GOAT.
Drake cracked my top 5.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he's-
Same
I'm,
here.
Canadian
I'm a fan.
rapper.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back to the 3-pack.
Yeah, me neither, man.
I haven't gone back to the 3-pack.
Yeah.
I'm strictly on that whole
Yeah, that's
shit.
that whole shit,
I had
man.
a long drive down to Virginia, so I played it a bit.
Yeah.
Especially the 6-minute joint
Yeah.
with Ross.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard.
That's the last
Lemon
one.
pepper
I
freestyle.
was
Yeah,
like,
let me
ooh,
Let me get a
You know
lemon
what I'm
pepper order, please, or whatever.
Yeah,
that was a little
that was-
stupid. But no, I took a whole drive down to Virginia.
Nice.
And didn't play the project. Because again, I'm arguing with the 6-year-olds. So I don't focus on the road. It's not until we got back and I got just take rides by myself.
Yeah.
I could just get it in the shower too. I got a little waterproof speaker I got bumping right now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm mad that I missed the album for that whole trip. But you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you'd enjoyed yourself.
I'm
You
not
had a
going
nice
nowhere.
trip.
I'm gonna be here a couple of weeks.
Yeah, man,
Yeah, a
rock
couple
out,
weeks.
man. And I think what I will say too, man. I think we should, for other artists or whatever, like, let's give ourselves permission to say, yo, if something resonates, if it's a classic, let's not wait for Double XL to say it.
No,
let's
fucking
not
classic.
wait for you know what I'm saying.
no, we can-
like I know for a fact, man. Like this is that work.
But
Yeah.
I've always said
100%.
this, right? Because even in today's society, when we look at everything that's going on, people are always saying, "Where's the news for this? Where's the media outlets for this?" And most of those media outlets that they're talking about is the white people, right?
Sure, yeah.
When we have social media, right? Because when we want to use it for good, right? When it comes to police brutality,
Yeah.
phones out, hashtag, boom, boom, boom. People will throw it on Twitter. Twitter, do your thing. Make
Right.
this go viral, right?
Right,
And things
right,
will
right,
go viral. But we don't make it go viral for something like this, right?
Right,
To
right.
say, yo, hope all is well out. People,
Yeah.
Twitter, do your thing.
Right.
IG, do your thing.
Right,
Make this
right.
go viral. Because we can easily do that,
Right, yo.
right? But
listen.
there's always somebody at the other end is like, nah.
Well, that's just insecurity.
But
you
still,
know?
we still can make it happen because we all have our.
Yeah.
His son heard it. Right?
There's 5 of us in this
and
room.
his
Right.
son
We can all retweet.
is connected to the younger generation.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you need to listen to this, bro.
Oh, you're definitely at the
I'm
way
sure.
past the promoter.
I'm
point.
sure he was texting people like, "Yo, you gotta listen to this album."
Even if it ain't
just
the
at the
whole
classic
album,
level
that one
because I haven't
song,
listened
right?
to it yet enough. I don't hand that out.
Nah,
Like,
no,
for
no.
me,
I'm handing
I
it
gotta
out.
ride. No, I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you should. I'm not saying it's a yes or a no.
No, I
right?
know
For
what you're
me,
saying. I'm
I gotta
just
listen
messing
to
with you.
albums over time.
Of course.
My emotions change. I'm a different person, but if the
Right.
music is still resonating with me,
But
like
also, classics are
808
age,
Heartbreaks.
right?
A lot of people are like, that's the one. I'm like, yo,
No, there's
I
a lot
listen
of-
to that every
One of my favorites.
fucking
That's a
year.
really good
There's a lot of people
I just
that
run
love
all the
that
way
album.
through it. It
It's
just
not my favorite,
doesn't
but-
leave me.
Right.
But bro, again, the
Yeah,
trajectory
nah.
is right. Give me a couple weeks. I don't want to be disingenuous today, right?
No,
Like,
no,
yo,
no,
that
no,
shit
I hear you.
classic. And then be like, yo, so you still listen to my album? Nah,
Nah,
nigga. Like,
that
I'm
ain't
good.
That ain't it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like people,
But that
people
is
were
trending
throwing,
right, though.
people were throwing BLM on everything, right? The hashtag just BLM. Why not just throw the HAIW in there? Just throw it in there.
I'm going to throw the THS.
The THS.
THS
is going down for sure. Got that.
Yeah, it's been
Got
crazy. When I press that hashtag, like it's dope to see how that's become a thing and just like, you know.
So Cabo, all of
Yeah.
our posts from here on out just put THS on it.
THS,
Even if he ain't even
man.
on the episode or nothing.
Yo, we said I said this, and I think the podcast concurred, and I think they will concur again. When Chachi was here,
Yeah.
I called him a legend.
Yeah, man. Oh, 1,000. He's
I wholeheartedly believe that.
yeah, me too.
You are right there.
Thank
Living
you,
legends.
man.
You are
legends.
right. Like I'm not like you guys are both in my eyes, and I think the podcast. I think I speak for the podcast. You guys are both. You are a Rhode Island legend, and
Thank
you
you,
should
man.
accept that, man.
Thank you, man.
You got
That's
to put living legend.
Yeah.
100%.
That shit almost sound like
Yeah.
originator.
Grab the mic, yeah. Nah, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. You know, and I think
I concur.
no, I really received that. You know what I'm saying? Before I used to kind of be like,
We talked about that,
you know
right?
what I
Like
mean?
not receiving the praise.
Yeah, nah, I take
Just trying
that.
to be like
know
you,
what I'm
man.
saying?
The name rings.
Yeah, right.
The name
You know?
rings, man. I mean, Chachi's name rings.
Rings.
Jon Hope. It
Yeah,
rings.
rings,
It's not
bro.
something that's like who's that?
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
It rings. It
Yeah,
rings, and
yeah.
you guys should definitely accept that.
Thank you.
You're definitely a living legend in Rhode
Thank
Island,
you,
man. You
man. Thank
do
you.
great work here.
Thank you.
You do great work in your music. You can hear the hard work.
Thank
You
you,
can hear
man.
the hard work in your music.
You hear
know
the
what I'm saying?
passion.
You
Thanks.
also now have to accept the responsibility
That comes with heavy as the crown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now,
yeah.
again, to what you were saying earlier about who's coming up after, how
Yeah.
are you supporting, helping,
Sure.
educating
Yeah.
them? So, I mean,
Yeah.
you definitely have
Word.
it from the legendary standpoint.
Yeah.
And now just how to maintain it and be responsible.
And I think
for
you're
those
definitely
people
doing that
after.
with the deeper than rap. That's
Yeah.
actually my honorable mention, so you can't mention it. But
What?
no, honorable mentions are shout outs. We do. at
Oh,
the
okay,
end.
got you.
So
Yeah,
your next
yeah.
deeper than rap was my
Yeah.
honorable mention.
Nice,
you
nice,
can't-
nice,
you can't,
nice.
You can't mention it.
Okay.
And I lost my train of thought there. Talking shit. See
The responsibility that comes with being a living legend.
living legend. No,
And
no,
he's starting deep in rap because he's going to have an impact and influence on the people coming behind him.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Let me ask the corny cliche question.
Yeah.
Best album that you ever made?
To date, yeah, definitely. I
next
think
one's
I think
I
got my question.
I think Work in Progress was before that. Work in Progress, I felt like I was sort of competing for that. Like that was the one, you know, 106 in Park, and you know the Nike situation. Like, you know, there was just so much that came from that really like propelled me. And you know, but I think this one surpassed that. You know what I'm saying? Tremendously.
My question is, do you miss the dunk?
Yeah, man. Yeah. But I just did something. They just did something with Bluest Moon. Still connected, man. But yeah, I miss it. I miss it,
energy.
man. Yeah,
Right.
man. You know, that's 13,000 people every
Right.
week I'm talking
Right.
to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Perfecting your craft.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Imagine
Delivery.
Bluest Moon played in the dunk.
Come on, man.
You don't have to imagine it. This is fruition.
Yeah, it'll happen.
This is coming.
Oh, it's coming. Oh,
Because
yeah.
that's where the summer jam's going to be.
No, I'm just talking about. No, I'm just imagining
when we
'cause
open it back
it's
up.
fresh, right?
Yeah,
And just
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
you walk in the dunk and they playing your joint.
Yeah, nah, man. they did that with We Gon' Eat, man, and it's really an amazing feeling. But yeah, man, I miss the dunk, man. I miss Fried Town, you know what I'm saying? And there's, definitely, hopefully we'll be back up into the dunk, and but yeah, man, it's been dope, man. 13 seasons, man. You know what I'm saying? On my Wayne Brady shit, you know what I'm saying?
With it?
Crazy.
Yeah.
13?
Crazy.
Wayne Brady's that nigga.
Yeah. Nah, for real, yeah. 13 seasons, man. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta start putting respect on the name. Like,
Legend.
13,000 people I speak to every week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo.
You can be a positive contributor to society and have a music career.
Exactly.
At the same time. As
You
long as
see what I'm
create
saying?
That makes sense.
Come on, man. That's what I'm trying to show them. You know
like
what I
it.
mean?
Yo, are we allowed to ask who your top 5 rappers are?
Of course.
Shit, Reem, I was gonna.
Man.
That was definitely.
I want to hear.
It goes Scarface,
Okay.
Nas, Nipsey Hussle, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. I wasn't that far off.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't hear no Ye.
So I was.
I don't know. Maybe not as rapper, but is it the sonically?
As far as Kanye,
Like music? Because I don't
No,
know
I
why in your
fuck with
previous
Ye.
projects, I feel like I heard
oh yeah,
Who's your top
definitely. I was influenced.
Jay, Nas, Drake, Black Thought. And this 5 always changes, bro. Fucking 5.
Reem. Come on, man.
If I had to go today, who would be in my top 5? I'm gonna jump off the cliff. Pusha T.
Oh yeah.
All right, man.
Oh yeah. I like that. I like
Push.
that.
So I just added somebody to my top 5, and it's an old head. And there's a reason why I added an old head to my top 5, because it was actually the first rap album that I ever bought, like that had curses.
Das Effects.
Yeah.
So
Focus, Das Effects.
Hove, Nas, Cube. I bought Death Certificate. Was my first
Cube was, man.
rap album.
Cube was crazy.
Come on, man.
Curse words.
Yeah.
Like I jumped off a cliff and I bought it. Because my mom wasn't going to let me listen to it. I was just like, yo, can't wait till they leave the house, because they both worked at Jovan's.
Where's my Walkman?
No. They both worked at Jovan's. They wasn't coming home to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm blasting this. Speakers in the window. You know, back in the day, you had to put the speakers in the window. Let everybody know. So Hove, Nas, Cube, Drake, Ross.
There we go. Ross, Ross.
Ross, huh? I just was listening to
his catalog is impeccable.
DJ, was it Clark Kent? He was telling the difference between Big and Jay-Z, and how Big is the
I saw that,
the
like
best rapper.
the rap, like to say the raps or something like
the
that.
delivery, and he
yeah,
put
yeah.
Ross in that category as far as like he makes you feel it when he says it.
Ross is
lyrically.
incredible.
Over a decade and never nobody's favorite.
Yeah, Ross is incredible. But Cube, man,
These days. Okay, Cube had
Cube was crazy.
his favorite rapper
Yeah. Is it?
is Ice Cube.
man, yo. We talk a lot about Ether, Takeover, like that. No Vaseline,
Crazy.
That was not.
That was ignorant. That was
Like,
ignorant.
he took a whole crew.
Like, yo.
He took a
No, and he
whole
mentioned
crew.
them all.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
that was not a game. Bro.
No.
Like to this day,
No,
like,
that
he's
was
not,
not a
like when
game.
you hear that, you're like, man, this dude was not
He was
playing.
for real.
And
Yeah.
what,
So
and
for
what he
real.
really did was, because he was in the crew, right?
Yeah.
You all talk tough. I'm checking all of y'all.
Yes.
Do something.
Yes.
Yeah, yo, he took out a whole crew, man.
Do
You
something.
looked at them differently.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
that was
he
the
made-
beginning of the, like you were like,
He made you look at them differently.
I don't think it's gonna work without him. I don't think it's gonna work without
you
him.
were like, hold up, man. Yeah,
It's like the integrity left the group.
like he really made you
But that
look
lets you
at
know
him.
how smart Cube
Yeah,
is.
nah, Cube was he
right?
was a technician, man. Like that Cube.
Like, yo,
and,
do
and yo,
something.
and I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. We had out here, we had a natural bias to the East Coast. I'm gonna speak for myself and the people I was around. Cube was so hard, low key, bow down.
Yeah.
You almost were like, yo, this shit kind of. You were like, yo, I'm from the East Coast, but yo, this shit kind of bow down. Nah,
Man, let it rock. Roll the windows up.
That's how hard it was.
Cube was
Cuba,
different.
yo, that bow down shit was so slap. Like, bow down.
He
When I come to
demanded,
your
he
town.
demanded a different level of respect.
Nah,
like,
man,
it was
leave
just
him alone.
Yeah, like leave him alone. Leave him alone.
man.
You come in.
That bow down shit, man. I remember because I did not want to like it, but it was so hard. Like I was like, like, oh man, the world is mine, nigga. Get back, yo man. Come on your knees, but naked, please. Nah. Come on, man.
I didn't go hear this shit.
Nah. Cube, man.
Cube was out of control.
Cube was not a game, dog.
I think he's one of those like glossed over
legends.
serious fucking mogul.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big Three.
The big three, the production,
Friday.
the movies,
Yeah.
the
Movies,
TV
Boys
shows.
in
Like,
the Hood.
Yeah, man. Come on.
like he's got.
Yeah, we don't
he's
give
wealthy.
him that.
He's
like,
wealthy. He's wealthy and
like
he's
what's
way
crazy
up
is
there.
the one that get, and there's no disrespect to his legacy, the one that will get more glorified from the West Coast is Pac.
Yeah, and he ain't even really.
Right.
Yo, if you go out to LA, bro, like,
No,
you know what I'm
no,
saying?
you go out there, yeah.
No. But you know what's interesting about Pac, man? They don't really be on it. Like
No.
he's not like
He's not from LA.
He's the way we look at Pac on some West Coast. True LA people do not look at Pac. Like Nip is way more. You know what I'm saying? Like. Was he repping West? Yeah,
Yes.
but like
He came out and embraced the culture.
yeah,
he
he
raised
wasn't
from it.
Yes, he wasn't really,
That
and
was
it's
a gimmick.
interesting.
That
yeah.
was a gimmick.
Yeah,
If you're keeping it 100, it was a gimmick.
It
was a gimmick.
It's crazy. Like when you go out there, like I was like, wow, like the way like Corrupt is like like he's like he's like
He was
a
from Philly. He's born in Philly.
yeah, but he repped that Crenshaw the 60s and
Yeah,
stuff
he
like
was in the rolling 60s.
Yeah.
Anytime you drop that many bitches in one verse,
Yeah.
Corrupt
niggas,
Nah.
you more of a bitch than a bitch. You ain't in there hitting bitches. with
Corrupt was in my top 5.
Yo,
Corrupt was in my
Corrupt.
top 5.
Corrupt was
Nice.
crazy.
I don't care. He's another one, man. Low key. New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, he spit. It's
Yeah.
the incredible, the lyrical. You
Yeah.
can't be me like me. See, to see me is gonna take a miracle.
Yeah.
I'm robbing motherfuckers hysterical with a touching this
show is
twister.
that nigga
Stop.
on?
Nah, man, leave him
Corrupt
alone.
I think he was on the Quality Talib show too, where he was talking about how him and Snoop used to battle.
Yeah, nah.
Last week I was listening to the Dog Pound album.
Yeah, nah, come on, man.
Crazy.
That dog
Yeah.
food was hard. That dog food was hard, yo, for real.
Kyle, what's your top
Snoop
5?
introduced a different type of bop too. Like Snoop was just a different.
Come on, man.
That
dog
dog
was
pound
Shout out
album was
to
crazy.
happy birthday to Shad Moss. Ain't today his birthday?
Who?
Bow Wow.
Bow Wow?
Bow Wow. They show because you said Snoop Dogg. They show him. This is in 1993. He's 36, 34 now.
I don't know why he said that. That's 90. Let's get the fuck out of here.
No, because he said Snoop. And
Yo, you stupid.
He was on the show and he was doing this. He was rapping. And
Bow Wow was?
Yeah, he was like 9.
When he was a kid, he was like, met him at
Oh,
like
yeah.
6.
Because
that's
he
right.
had like some kind of affiliation with Snoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on. He was on.
Gin and Juice video.
And he was I want to be a motherfucking hustler.
Yeah.
You better
Yeah,
ask somebody.
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right. That's
that
right.
was him.
That's
What's your top 5? What's your top 5? You ain't gonna try to skate out of here.
I don't really have a top 5.
Lupe.
go.
It's gotta be
Lupe,
the dumbest
Dead
shit I've
Prez.
heard in my life.
I don't have a top 5, dog. And Kendrick would be in my top 5 if I had one.
Kendrick would or would not?
Would.
Yeah.
My guy.
Yeah,
Love
I think
Kendrick.
mine kind of fluctuates.
What
Nas,
Yeah, that's changed.
Kendrick,
Mine's changed.
Drake,
It should change though.
and
Now
then the other two depends on
music evolves.
my mood. I think.
It depends
But I
on
don't.
the mood.
Yeah.
Depends on the mood. I was able to forget how much I like Pusha T. From time to time.
Playing.
Because I could be in a day where DMX is my favorite rapper. I could have a day
There's nothing
where
wrong with
today DMX is my favorite fuck. I could be in a week where this week
Yeah.
nothing
I'm not
goes
mad
on
at
but
that.
DMX.
Not mad at that.
Man.
My niggas has never came on and disappointed me at all.
Never.
Right.
Like never ever came on. I was like, yo, cut that shit off. Like, no. We in
If you
church.
dropped it
Turn
right
it
now,
up.
if you dropped it right now,
Yeah.
like, I'd be,
So it's fluid. It's fluid. Honorable mention time?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'll go with mine. You're gonna have to pronounce the name for me. I don't want to mess up this young brother's name. But the next Deeper Than Rap series is actually tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. Yeah.
Tomorrow, Thursday, March 11th, 7 p.m. Hosted by Jon Hope. The special guest,
My man Aya. Just say
Aya. Yeah, my man Aya.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if anybody mentioned it, Hip Hop Uncovered.
I mentioned it last week. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
I watched
very
it.
I'm gonna mention it again. Watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
very
dope.
good. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Alex, what you got?
I don't know. Go. I'll come back to me.
So I really don't have a honorable mention. that I really put a lot of thought into because again I was traveling down to Virginia, went down there and picked up a puppy for my son.
There it is.
Got to see mom. So, but I do want to honorably mention how proud I am of my friend Jermaine Funches, my brother from college.
Shout out to Funch.
Shout out to Funch.
Funch.
Shout out to Bryant. Bryant, unfortunately, they came up short.
They came
up
close
short.
though.
Could have made the tourney, but
with us all being fathers, right? I learned from each of you. And going down there, what I didn't tell you about the puppy was that his daughter had been raising them. So she's 12 years old. And she'd been raising them since they were born. And in giving the one puppy to Megatron, Jermaine had her construct a contract, like a legit contract.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it was extremely detailed. To behaviors, to medications taken,
Wow.
to a return clause.
Wow. That's dope.
12 years old.
12 years old.
Yeah.
And to have her there, present it to us, have Megatron sign it. And so I'm honorably mentioning Jermaine Funches as a father and Ava as the raiser of a
So
puppy.
you and Funch are the same person almost, sort of.
Yeah, we about that business. About that transaction. So yeah, that was fire. And then off the other deep end, if you have time to watch it, I really like News of the World, Tom Hanks movie, Western.
check it out.
Never heard
But,
of it.
it came out during the pandemic, so it didn't really get the airplane. I got that fire stick popping. But it was just an unexpected, like, all right, this is a cool Western.
News of the world.
News of the World.
Yeah, I saw the. I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna check it out.
I like Tom Hanks though.
Yeah.
You got something, Jon Hope? You could. Hope all as well.
Hope
all as well.
Is out, man. Bluest Moon is out, man. You know what I'm saying? The video's out, man. Just want to say, shout out to, my man Watts, Danny Keys, Bongo, all the contributors, Marlon, Jim Jones, OT The Real, C's, Israel Wusu. Just know that it was a collective. And, really proud of this body of work and the way that it's been resonating with people. And just excited for more things to come, man.
What's the YouTube channel name?
Channel Hope Media.
Channel Hope Media.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be able to catch the visuals for everything there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bluest
Subscribe.
Moon.
We'll subscribe.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
subscribe
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
You got it, Booney? You want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
The United States versus Billie Holiday.
I seen that. It keeps
I've been
popping up on my
waiting. I
Twitter.
Just started it. I want to check it out. Is
I
it
haven't
good?
tapped on it.
That was very
I heard it's
very
really
good.
I heard it's really good.
Like not surprised. Like I learned shit that was like I got pissed off. Like it was good because it rose emotion. Like usually you're either like happy or sad, laughing or not.
Right.
Like this was like laughing, crying, sad, happy, mad. Like you go through a roller coaster ride of emotions.
Wow.
You go through a roller coaster ride of emotions, and the ending.
I felt it just now.
Yeah. Check it out. It's a dope
documentary or
Group hug
movie.
after? You need a group hug after?
Right?
Yo, it's kind of.
Documentary or
Ain't nothing wrong with
movie?
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah,
so,
Audrey Day.
It's on Hulu, right?
So it's
Audrey Day
played.
plays
It's on Hulu,
Billie
right?
Holiday.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on Hulu.
Singer, beauty.
She does a tremendous job.
Yeah.
I don't know how she got her voice to do that. She does a tremendous job.
Yeah, no, she's good, man.
Crazy. Yeah, so check that out. That's dope.
I'm gonna just do. I guess this one's actually to you. Science Versus. They had a podcast on immune boosting, and they talk about vitamins and if they actually work or not. I'm not gonna tell you how it ends.
Ooh, I like it.
That one's for you.
I like it.
Okay.
You take any vitamins this morning?
No, I didn't.
Don't sound like it ended well.
It doesn't sound like they work. It doesn't sound like they work.
That's the 90. Jon
Yo.
Hope, man.
Yo,
Thank you, my good brother.
man, it's been
Fire,
real, man.
bro.
My guy.
Yeah.
Really wishing you the
yeah,
best of everything going forward.
Thank
man.
you,
Just
thank you.
Really looking forward for I got a few more weeks with it. So.
Yeah.
Let you know if that classic rating gets dished out.
I'm calling it a classic.
Yeah,
It's classic to
I
me.
love it.
Classic,
I love it.
man.
It's
It's
dope.
not there's no skips. If there's no skips,
There
I
are no
have my
skips.
one song that I can put on repeat.
No skippers, man. No skippers.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Hope I know we'll bump into each other somewhere and have a 20-minute conversation.
Yeah, of course, man.
In a random place where
Yeah.
we ain't supposed to have a 20-minute
Yeah,
conversation.
and it just happened, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what's mad funny before we break?
What's
because
up?
you said no skips. The first time I played the album, right?
Yeah.
I was able to listen to it in its entirety. but I wasn't paying attention to my phone.
Sure.
So I didn't know how many tracks it was. So I'm going through it, and I'm just like, oh, this shit is
Right. Yeah, it's busting. Yeah.
I didn't know it ended after African Boy.
Yeah.
The next song was by B-Mac. Oh, no, it was B-Mac, Bad Man or some shit like that. And it was like one of those like worst kind of strip club type of, you know, shit they play like the hole in the wall type joints. Right. And I'm like, this nigga John must owe somebody a favor. Yo, like, what he doing, man? Why is he even? And I listened to the whole song, bro. I'm like, he's not even on the track.
Where he at, though?
Why would you notice when
Is it the bonus?
I hope I can pull it up in my phone.
Somebody called
show
you
you
Jon
this
Hope,
shit.
man.
We gotta-
do me a solid.
Yeah,
Remember that
come
time?
on, man.
We're definitely listening to that shit as soon as this podcast.
Yo, if I can
We'll
find
definitely-
that shit,
we'll definitely
bro.
listen to
Yo,
it.
that's
hilarious.
crazy.
Yo,
man.
like, follow, comment, subscribe to Jon Hope's YouTube channel. Name it again, please.
Yeah, Channel Hope Media, or just go to Jon Hope PVD.
Yo,
And
.com.
download that EP.
appreciate
Yeah,
you coming
yeah.
through,
Fuck with
man.
us.
Love that you came through.
Thank you.
We definitely fuck with you.
Yeah, all day,
100%.
man. Yeah, I'll be back.
Next week we got Half Pint.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out
DJ
Half
Half
Pint,
Pint.
man.
Shout out Half
man.
Pint.
That's the homie. Yeah.
But fuck with us.
Shout you, man. You a legend.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming through.
My guy.
Fuck with us. We out.
with us.
We
Peace.
out.
Peace.
That was dope, man. That was fun.